integration in C1, you need to learn the basic formula. So either in words, to integrate, you add 1 to the power and then divide by the new power, or you learn it with the form that if you're integrating x to the n, you'll get 1 over n plus 1 x to the n plus 1. And always, always, always remember your plus c at the end. Key thing to remember is be very careful when you're integrating or differentiating that you don't mix the two things up. So when you're integrating, make sure you integrate, not differentiate. Make sure you add to the power and divide then by that new power. So when you're integrating, you'll need to remember the indices rules. If you've got a square root of x, you need to change it to x to the half before you start. If you've got a fraction, you need to change it to a negative power before you start. And with negative powers, just always watch out for these ones, that if you've got 1 over 3x cubed, the 1 over 3 stays as a third, and it's just the power that becomes negative. Before you start integrating anything, look along the line of things you've got to integrate and check that they're all in a format that is ready to be integrated. You might also get ones that are fractions that look like this. So to integrate this, before I can do anything, I've got to separate it out, and what I do is I put it and separate it into two separate fractions with the 5x over the x to the 5 and the 2 over the x to the 5, and then I use my rules of indices to tidy those up. When you split a fraction, be very careful. You can only split a fraction with common denominators. So this is fine, x plus 1 over x cubed, that would be x over x cubed plus 1 over x cubed. It's got a common denominator. But if I have x cubed over x plus 1, that's not a common denominator. It's an x plus 1 underneath, so I can't split that. It doesn't become x cubed over x plus x cubed over 1. So this is fine to split. This one is not okay to split. Be very careful that you get those right. And then if you've got brackets, you'll need to multiply out the bracket before you start to integrate. You're sometimes asked to find the equation of a curve. You'll be given f dash x is a function, so f dash x equals x squared. To find f of x, you need to integrate. So to go from f dash x, if you're given that, to f of x, the equation of the curve, you therefore need to integrate. And as always, do not forget your plus c. You'll sometimes be given information to help you find plus c. So you'll be told that when x is a particular value, then y is a particular value. And if you substitute these into the expression that you've integrated, you'll be able to then work out what your value for c is. And your final line would be to write f of x equals, and write the whole thing out again, including that particular value for plus c.